There are the cheering masses, the rabble of the French streets. Oh, there's François Hollande, socialist leader of the French nation, the Grand Republic. You're not very bullish. You're not.
You know, things look really great over there, don't they? The hope and change, I think, are coming.
You're not very optimistic about Europe in general, much less France, which is strange given your political leanings. Not that I'm saying that you're.
Give me a break.
I'm just saying, you know, you're a big fan of the Keynesian economics kind of welfare state approach towards economics.
Well, like I say in the piece, it's not the plan, it's the planners. Okay.
Right.
And here's the issue with Europe. It doesn't matter if they choose austerity. It doesn't matter if they choose to print money and to flood the economy to get it going again. The problem is that Europe is at war with itself. It always really has been, and not only literally with guns and ammo, but economically, politically, and socially. And the reality is that unlike this country, which has a strong central government to make Alabama and California get along in the Union, Europe really still doesn't have that.
Right. So, and I would encourage everybody to read your piece, David. I think it's on MarketWatch.
MarketWatch, yep.
But the upshot is, you know, this idea of the grand European experiment, grand unification of economies. Your point is, forget it.
It's not going to happen.
Too much history,
right.
Too many wars,
yep.
Too many individual defaults,
right.
Too many ethnic and cultural differences, too many religious struggles, too much baggage to really make it work.
Well, you worked in Europe, so
I lived in Europe for much of my adult life.
Can you speak to this firsthand in terms of very difficult to do cross-border deals?
I think a lot of it is true, but you have to ask yourself is not whether or not it will succeed or fail, but just what direction is it moving in? And I think, you know, I'm not as pessimistic as you are, just because I look at things directionally and I go, you know, what is the natural direction things have to move in? And I believe for purely economic reasons, they have to move towards the harmonization of their economies. Not because I think, you know, the Germans really want to pay for the Greeks' debts.
I think you're right, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And I think when you look at momentum and you're looking at a yo-yo, it looks like, all right, well, now all of a sudden austerity is off the table and a more Keynesian philosophy is coming into play. How long is that going to last until Germany and the countries that are trying to hold this thing together push back and say, look, we're not going to give you bailouts.
And yet,
it's going to go on like this for years and years.
Absolutely, but yet, if you go over there to most Europeans, you ask this question, with maybe the exception of some Greek Nazis and communists, they'll say, you know what, we believe in Europe. Most of the people there still believe in the concept. They believe in
Europe until they have to pay for it.
And
that's why all the wonderful things that have the euro introduced in 1999. Oh, what a great success! Until you know, problems happen, and somebody had to pay for all the success. And the reality is, nobody wants to pay.